Hello there, folks. Today we will be discussing the history of Mille Lacs Lake and fishing. Mille Lacs is a Minnesota fishing gem for species such as muskie, smallmouth, and walleye. Hey, Luke, do you know who previously owned Mille Lacs Lake?
Abe, I don't know who previously owned Mille Lacs Lake.
Well, crazy you say that. Mille Lacs was previously owned by the Dakota tribe in the years 1700 to 1750, who were eventually pushed south by the Ojibwe, who settled in the land during the time that the Treaty of St. Peter's was being discussed. This treaty ceded the land to the United States, but still allowed them to hunt, fish, and gather on the land.
Kat, what happened after the Treaty of St. Peter's that took place in 1837?
Yeah, so after this treaty was signed, it granted the Ojibwe the right to use their own methods of fishing, regardless of what the DNR had regulated. This ended up leading to the court case Minnesota versus Mille Lacs Band of Chippewa Indians in 1999, which was a dispute regarding how the tribe had been using the lake and the methods of fishing and gathering. Minnesota argued that the Band of Chippewa Indians lost rights to the lake through a series of government passings, like the Executive Order of 1850 and the admission of Minnesota into the Union. However, neither of these records addressed the rights granted to the Native Americans from the treaty. The Band of Chippewa Indians ended up winning the case and maintained their practice on the lake, regardless of the DNR regulations.
Now speaking about the water quality and harvesting methods in the lake is suffering from water changes due to environmental issues such as invasive species and harvesting. Harvesting, what I mean by that is how people are taking fish out of the water and whether they replace them to their habitat. If all these things are not managed correctly, it can lead to a dwindling population of fish. But I think it's important to understand the fish in the lake before you get the water quality. So walleye, who this is centered around, they prefer low water clarity and cool temperatures. Walleye are low light specialists due to a specialized retina that develops during their first year of life. So if we look at figure A here, the walleye population is dwindling significantly, and you might ask yourself, why is this not happening during the time that the Native Americans were inhabiting the land? And this is because fish population dwindling doesn't happen right away. So while they were using these illegal fishing methods and taking too many fish, they weren't immediately affecting the walleye population. They were actually screwing it over for the future because they were taking fish out of the water that were able to reproduce and continue the strong population. But with that being said, the walleye population is significantly dwindling due to water clarity issues, which means what quality of water the walleye thrive in. And if they aren't thriving in the water, they will simply, stop foraging, which is feeding, and they will starve to death eventually.
Yeah, so as I was talking about, the water clarity is one possible reason for the walleye decrease. In the book Walleye, A Beautiful Fish in the Dark by Paul Von Mosky, he also talks about how there are just poor walleye classes and that this decline may just be due to having naturally fewer walleye in the lake. Another theory that Abe touched on briefly is the fact that the lake is being overfished and that quotas are not being followed.
Well, that's crazy. That is compelling evidence, Kat. So Luke, what with all that knowledge that you just gained from me and Kat, what do you think the future of fishing at Mille Lacs Lake is looking like for us?
Abe, while trying to understand the future of fishing at Mille Lacs, knowing what you are fishing for is just as important. With a shrinking walleye population, the vast number of smallmouth bass makes up for it. The article posted by the DNR talks about the healthy population of giant smallmouth bass, stating that there have never been this many big smallmouths caught in Bassmaster tournament history, said Dave Mercer. Nothing holds a candle to this. The tournament's success delivered an economic boost to communities around the 132,500 acre central Minnesota lake, where a dwindling walleye population has led to a decline in tourism. Despite the drop in the walleye, the lake continues to provide a bustling smallmouth population. As the information we have collected shows, there is a plethora of different reasons that the walleye population is declining in Mille Lacs Lake, other than simply pinning it on the Native Americans. With warming water temperatures and a natural fluctuation of walleye populations, many factors can be contributed to the loss of walleye. Although the future of fishing still looks to be on the rise in Lake Mille Lacs.
Thank you for your time, folks. Well, hopefully we can see you in Aiken County practicing safe fishing. Thank you.